I settled the light situation, I think. Now it's another thing is to I think we don't get it perfect in this anyway. So yeah, I said we talk about romanticism or a criticism of it. Um yeah, so I'm just doing some talking now, and I hope that some people will join while I do this talking. Be right back, wait a second. Right. This better now. So yeah, I hope everybody of you is doing fine. Hope you're doing good. We all go through our individual journey and development. We have a timeline. We have memories that we call past. And we have to process a lot of things from the past if it don't let us go, if it don't let us live in the present moment the right way, right? So the goal should be to be living in the present moment and focus on oneself, because out of the present moment, the future is growing like a tree. You have to see we're living in a three-dimensional world, but the fourth dimension is time. And therefore we see a shape evolving, and that is the growth. So I hope everybody's doing fine with processing times of their past, being able to let go, being able to confront. A lot of you guys are doing shadow work like me. And if you know me from my channel, I sometimes speak about concepts as well, like chakra, the chakra system. But this does not mean that I just adopt and repeat something that I have heard and now I say I know what this is and speak about this, or I say that even say it's real. No, for me, the black sheep here with the big heart. For me, it's just areas in your body. Okay, so when we speak of heart chakra, it's this area. It's this area that we feel. When I speak of throat chakra, it's this area here. And these areas, here's the solar plexus, is also a chakra. Hey Alex Boomba, welcome. It's also a important area, the solar plexus, right? And it's not something that I have studied or I repeat from a book. No, this is just an area in my body. And I believe we have a gut feeling, okay? We have a gut feeling and we have a rational mind. And the solar plexus, for instance, is the area where these two come together. So if there is a disturbance in the external world, which either is contradicting your rational mind or is contradicting your gut feeling, but for some reason to function, you have to repress this dissonance between one of the two, you might get problems in this area of your body, right? And the same is with the heart chakra, the same is with every chakra, right? But it's just areas in your body, okay? Bumbaza, sorry, Bumbaza, yeah. So I hope you're doing fine. I hope everybody can, decode the past. So to let go. For me, understanding is important. So life sometimes gets very um, stressful, full of challenges, full of things we have to react to, and we make experiences. Sometimes we don't have the time or the people around us to process this. This is why sometimes we need to take a step back and reflect. So, this was my introduction, and this was how I want to welcome you in the stream to reflect about yourself. Not now, but it's important to do this, right? Yeah, and about myself, I might talk about myself. You can also ask questions if you want. I'm not fixated on a special topic, but I have one more thing that I want to go from here right now, and that is what we currently see in the news, what is happening in Ukraine, the war. I, hello, hello everybody. Hello Farid. Flint and Steel. Yeah. Um, we see what we see in Ukraine and Russia is traumatizing. Is people who get traumatized on both sides. The soldiers that go to fight. None of them. Imagine there is a family father, and even a family mother. I think they would rather live a life in the family with their kids, with the children, right? They don't want to go to a front line and kill and be killed, okay? So what is happening there is a challenge for them. It's their life becomes taken over by chaos and they have to react now. And it's huge trauma that is cast on everybody involved, on both sides. On both sides, okay? Yes, I speak German. Um, there's trolls. Yeah, okay, I need I need a moderator here. Cool. Um, so what happens there is that people get traumatized, families, children, soldiers, mothers, everybody. And this will lead to, when I say PTSD, that's just a word, right? It means post-traumatic stress disorder. So it means that these people have no time to process what's happening to them at the moment. And this will take generations to overcome. Um, you know, I don't take any side in this thing because in war there's no winner. There is no winner. There's only people who lose. But I'm just thinking about the psychological side. Imagine on the side of Ukraine, the people were already compared to some other Western countries, poor people living a simple life, yet they were happy. Now they are put in constant war, and they always have hope that it might stop, it might not be that bad, it might, always this hope, this hope, this hope, this hope. And they get betrayed and betrayed and betrayed and let down and humiliated even by people who they thought was friends. And I'm saying this because this translates to the personal experience that that some of us people, that some of us make. Not, I'm not saying we're not in war. We can be very grateful and thankful for that. And I'm also, I'm not saying that I will later talk about this if you want to talk about this further. I believe we're all responsible for this, okay? We all responsible for this. Um, yeah, but I think that it is like an experience that also some of us have on an individual level of this betrayal, and it always happens when the going gets tough, when it really counts. That is when you see who is real friend, who's real loyal to you. But for the Ukraine, they might have thought that their European neighbors, America, whatever, um, you know, maybe be closer to them. Because I think it feels like betrayal and humiliation if your people die, your fathers, your mothers die, your children get traumatized for kind of political reasons, and all you get is money and weapons to do this. But these people don't fight for money. These people don't fight so that um, war industry saves the economy, the world economy or something. No, they are fighting for desperation, for their identity. Okay, and they are used for that. Just to make it clear how betrayal feels. Okay, how desperation feels when you fight for your life. Yeah, all right. I don't want to get too deep into this. And the result of this will be PTSD, but this is just a word and a concept and cannot ever, uh, summarize the level of individual subjective terror that these people go through. It's not possible. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't say any more about this. It's almost hypocrisy to if I say, oh, of course I hope for peace. But yeah, I told you we're all responsible for this, okay? I think the money system, if we invest money, it doesn't matter in what we invest money. All the wealth, materialistic wealth, is rooted and based on poverty. It doesn't matter in what you invest. It's the same with this romantic idea of CO2 neutral production or products. That's, to put it bluntly, a lie. It's not possible to produce things or to provide services that are CO2 neutral or something. It's the same way not possible to invest money in a way that it does not support the system that is based on exploitations, okay? I'm not going deeper into this, I hope. I want to get to the romanticistic critics from here that I announced for this talk. But this is romantic ideas, all right? It's a romantic idea to say, I invest my money in green industry. I think it's good that we try to go in this direction. It's good that we support things like that. But it's not honest. Okay, it's not honest. Yeah. So, romanticism. Romanticism is the idea to go back to nature and find redemption from modernity, basically. But if you want a common sense definition about what romanticism is, you can check out Wikipedia or ChatGPT. But if you want to know my opinion and my thoughts to it, you're right here. In the live stream is life, and I'm a living being. Okay, so I think these these works of precise common sense information is really, I am thankful that artificial intelligence can take away this from me. So what I contribute is my opinion and my thoughts about this. Okay. So romanticism is the idea that modernity brings a lot of problems, that ends, discomfort, civilization, diseases, a lot of problems for humanity, for life. And therefore, we want to turn back. Okay, so modernity is a historical development that goes linear in one way, and romanticism wants to go back to nature. Now, in Germany, what do you think? How much of the untouched forest, we call it Urwald, it's like jungle, untouched forest areas are still in existence? Is 0%. Okay, so what I want to say is we don't have nature anymore in that romantic fantasy. And I think this applies in some way worldwide. We have a lot of people and we don't have nature anymore. Mankind has dominated and changed the face of the earth very early, long before industrialization even began. Yet today, the romantic idea to go back to nature remains but a fantasy in most cases, because most people would be unable to survive in nature, and they have this idealized picture of what it would be, and we are not willing to sacrifice our lives. We're not willing to die in nature. So we have this idea to go back with high-tech products, with all the medical supply, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, and to take a small, to go to Nietzsche. To Nietzsche's critique, as I understood it, he would say that there's two reasons why people have the romantic impulse to go back to nature and why they are scared of modernity. And one reason is because they are overwhelmed and kind of retreat from the struggles, the problems, the challenges of modernity. So they flee into a fantasy. And it's like oh, I did not want this. I did not um, choose to be born in this world where everybody is doing this and that. There's so much evil there. Therefore, I want to go back to nature. It's a romantic idea, isn't it? And what he did not see is people who come to who want to go to nature, and I'm not saying back to nature, who go into nature with a positive, creative overflow of life force. Who say, I'm not going back to nature, I'm going into nature. Okay? Um, so I think he criticizes this negative impulse to say modernity is evil and I reject responsibility for everything. I reject the progress we made. Like it's like a victimhood movement. I'm out. Like I'm out. And but at the same time, these people are not ready to fully stand up to that. Except yes, there is a few people today who dropped out of our modern lives and live a very simple life. I give some credit to this, but this is also a retreat, somehow a retreat from. I don't want to criticize it. I'm not here to expose people who live a self sufficient life in nature. Absolutely not. Um, but it's kind of a retreat from society and mankind. Yeah, and Nietzsche did not see this strong impulse to go into nature in a progressive way. And therefore I see I just read the comments there. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, I yeah, I think I see I see a parallel between narcissism, reactionism, and romanticism. It's this wanting to go back to an idealized state. In a fantasy, like the narcissist will say, once all these evil people around me are gone, the evil people who diagnose me, the evil people who hold me accountable for my actions, the evil people who live in a hierarchy, in a social hierarchy, in a community, in a state, all these evil people that push me, that want something from me, once all these evil people are gone, I finally can live in paradise, free of all responsibilities or free of all consequences for my actions. I can walk around naked in the Garden of Eden again, right? So this is a regressive, fantastic idea. So I would propose a mindset of taking full responsibility for everything that is modernity or whatever age we are in now. It means to acknowledge all the mistakes we made, to see all the problems and challenges in the world, to see the evil in the world, to see narcissism and psychopathy, for instance. to see the wickedness in the high places, to see the exploitation and colonization of the world, the power structure, how everything unfolded in our history has created a certain structure, a power structure, that till today remained in a very similar shape. It just changed its narrations. So, in other words, who was poor 4, 5, 600 years ago is still poor. Who was rich 4, 5, 600 years ago still is rich. Of course, there are subtle changes, or basically the structure never changed, or it got completely reversed, like in a dualistic way. All right, so if we have abuse on one side and victimization on the other side, now it has been reversed. But this is not, this is not the idea of justice in a way that people would say we want to live in peace with our brothers. This means back and forth of conflict and injustice in the world. Yeah, so I suggest a progressive point of view, to not want to go back anywhere, to not want to go back in any fantasy. We can't go back into nature, okay? An individual might do this, but what they do is, and I'm not, I don't want to accuse people of doing this. I respect it. If you say I'm out, you go there, that's fine. But it's not a solution for our children or for the future. Not everybody can do it, and we are where we are. So I think, for me personally, I can only speak for myself, right? For me, as I pick up where I am right here and right now, and I accept the evil in the world, I accept the war, I accept that Jeff Bezos pumps out, I don't know, 10,000 tons of CO2 each month. That's okay. I mean, I have to accept it, right? That's okay. I accept it. We have to. And keep on pushing still, right? And I'm not trying to compete with him. I don't try to do the same what he does. This is the problem. The problem is the competition, People say, we need this. There is a technology that we can produce. Technology, by the way, is not progressive. Technology is reactionary. It also wants to bring us back somewhere into an idealized state. This is how technology is promoted. But we don't have to go into this now. But they say, we have artificial intelligence. And if we don't develop it first, how do they call it? It's a new hyped word. Adversaries will do it. So we will have to develop it first. This is the competition. So everybody develops the best artificial intelligence first, And there's many technologies on the rise that bear huge potential for benefit, but also for destruction. And everybody wants to develop it first, because otherwise another person develops it first. This has been noticed by Niccolo Machiavelli. Everybody sticks to the rule until one person breaks it, and then everybody becomes competitive about it and don't care anymore. Give me a break. Can you contribute write something, ask me something? Yeah, Machiavelli noticed this problem with humanity, the competitiveness, and how, let's say, solidarity is broken. We have a local sense of empathy if we are not narcissist or psychopath, which includes our family, our smaller community around it, but there it ends. But then there is something further, and that is solidarity. It would mean to say, we one human, we're one human race on this planet. We have one planet, the Earth, and all humans are one family. Like, we are one. We don't care about borders. We don't fight at borders. We fight, I mean, this is idealized idea, right? But why? Why is this separation there? Niccolo Machiavelli noticed it. It's there. We have to accept it and live with it. But if we keep on reproducing the same mistakes over and over, history will also repeat, right? Yeah, just pointing this out. Hmm. So when I when I intended to speak about romanticism here on this stream, um, I'm not thinking about this romantic relationship that lovers might have. You know, this is not necessarily bad. We need fantasy, we need romantic ideas. That's all fine. But I think the criticism, both from Nietzsche and from also from my side, would be this victimhood mentality to say I'm victimized by modernity and I wanna go back to nature. This is immature and does not it's not a solution. It's not a solution for any of the problems. So we need people who see real evil, who see the problems, the struggles, and try to still find a solution beyond this Machiavellian instinct to say, you know what, everybody gives a shit about rules. Now I also start breaking the rules and I only look for myself and I start competing with the worst of the worst. Yeah, that is that thing. Yeah, I said I see parallels between romanticism, narcissism, and reactionism. So reactionism means also reactionary means to go back in time. And in none of the three cases, I want to go back in time, or I would suggest this. It's a victimhood idea. It means to give away responsibility for your life and everybody else. It means I'm out. So I want to go back to a place in my memory that is most likely idealized. It's not real. This place is not real. You have to understand it. The place where a reactionist, a romanticist, or a narcissist wants to go to, back to, is not real. It's not there. It's not in the world. It's only in their mind. And they delude you to believe it and to follow them and support them to get there. this is also how the the influential people of tech companies sell their products, technology. Okay, you know, science is progressive. If you use the scientific method, you can, it's very hard work, and you slowly but surely can make progress using the scientific method. Technology benefits from this, okay? But technology is not necessarily progressive. Because do you think that human beings have become more intelligent through technology? I don't think so. I think there is a minority of human beings who push forward by hard work, by scientific work, by minding their own business, by self-sacrificing, by working beyond themselves. And we all benefit from this. Can you build a car? Is there one human being in the world who could build a car, both from the engineering knowledge, from the ability to build the tools necessary to build the car, to the ability to all of this? No. Back in the days, human beings were able to build all the tools they needed themselves, and from the tools, all the things they needed. This meant they have had a lot of haptic intelligence and knowledge all at the same time. They did not want to go back somewhere. They had no romantic ideas. Okay? Yeah. Okay, you know what? I think the stream is over. I hope to get a little bit more feedback that I can use, but if streams go like this, I rather make videos, because I could as well talk to ChatGPT. Have you played the Mass Effect series on PC? In Mass Effect, I think I think the guy's name is Captain Shepard, or how is his name? The main character that you play in Mass Effect is Commander Shepard, and I think the story is he's fighting an alien threat, and this alien threat is an artificial intelligence from the future or something. So it's crazy. The idea that we create something like artificial intelligence, that's just interesting. It's like when we think about the Bible and Christianity or any religion, basically, the question is God there first, or is God being created in our consciousness, right? So who is dependent of whom? Or is this question even stupid to ask who depends on whom? All right, thank you for the entertainment. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Um, Hope I could inspire, or I can inspire people to just think about all the things we talk about here. And I wish you a good reflection, good self reflection. I'm out for now.